people ask every year, why is the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame in Ishpeming, Michigan? Because it's the birthplace of organized skiing in the United States. It's the ski jump. It's the ski jump. Nordic skiing and ski jumping are the backbone of our sport. Yeah. We got some Nordies in the house. And Nordic combined brings about athleticism, grit, and determination to make both flying through air and aerobics look like poetry and grace. Billy Demong has roots in Nordic skiing and jumping. Growing up surrounded by Lake Placid, he stands on the shoulders of the giants like Bill Coach and others. And Demong didn't just participate. He became the first to win gold in Vancouver in the 2010 Olympics. America's first ever Nordic combined gold medal. The first gold medal, for that matter, in any Nordic event in Olympic history. Yeah, Billy's gone to the Olympics. He's won medals at the World Championships. But I think if you asked him, he would define himself as a teammate. And he would look across all of the other sports in his discipline and claim those other Olympians in those other sports as his teammates. And because of that, he raised the medal count in 2010 for all of his teammates in that games and beyond. He's a no-nonsense guy. For him, racing was just another day. That's how he approached it. Just another day to do his best. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Demong.
Nordic Combined is a sport that tests the depths of athleticism. It features the explosiveness of ski jumping, combined with the aerobic demands of ski racing at maximum intensity.
The German can't match the intensity of a hyper-determined Bill Demong, his first ever world title.
Long an underdog, Billy Demong led America to the pinnacle of success. He won Olympic gold and silver, 4 World Championship medals, including gold, and earned 21 World Cup podiums with 9 wins. Growing up in the small town of Vermontville near Lake Placid, he was inspired by the culture emanating from the 1980 Games. Demong trained on the Olympic jumps and trails with the New York Ski Education Foundation and attended the National Sports Academy. At just 17, he was named to the first of 5 Olympic teams, competing at Nagano in 1998. A year later, he anchored the U.S. to its first ever relay medal at Junior Worlds. Demong joined teammates from around the country, training together in a residency program under Coach Tom Stites. In the lead-up to the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City, Demong won his first World Cup, leading 4 Americans into the top 20. But the next summer, an injury took him out. He fought back, taking silver at World Championships in 2007. 2 seasons later, he won 5 World Cups, plus gold and bronze. At the 2010 Olympics at Whistler, Demong led a stunning 4-medal performance, anchoring for silver in the relay, then claiming America's first ever Nordic gold.
Nice jump for Bill Demong over that 125-meter mark into the hunt for the cross country.
And here goes Demong. This could be the moment of truth. for the first time in Nordic combined. The United States wins a gold, and they're going to add a silver as well.
Always leading by example, Demong was known to always show up at training ready to grind, pushing workouts harder and longer. In the golden era of Nordic combined for the USA, he was one of the sport's biggest stars. After a career that saw him compete in 5 Olympic Winter Games, Demong retired in 2015, moving on to lead the fledgling USA Nordic program. As a history maker in the sport of Nordic combined, Olympic champion Billy Demong is now recognized as an honored member of the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame.
That I was already able to welcome Billy Demong to the Ski Hall of Fame in Ishpeming, and he was there with our governor, and what a wonderful day that was. So wonderful. Billy Demong, having been elected by representation of the 11.6 million skiers and snowboarders in America, we hereby bestow upon you, here at Black Rock Mountain Resort in Park City, Utah, our country's highest snow sport award, the Medal of Honor. And confer upon you from this day forward, March 23rd, 2024, induction into the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame, where your accomplishments, sir, will forever be remembered.
Well done.
Well, those of you who know me well know you don't see me nervous very often, which most people in this room do know me pretty well, so you know I'm a little nervous. But I do want to keep my remarks fairly short and pointed. I've been thinking a lot about the word legacy, especially as we sit 10 years potentially out from the next Winter Olympic Games in the United States being right here in Utah. But the word legacy actually is a French word. It's said the same way, it's spelled nearly the same. And it really was used to define a mission, a team set out on a mission. And tonight I feel like I'm being honored more about the mission that I chose to take with the team that's here with me tonight. The team that's here with me tonight, tables worth of coaches and teammates, starting out with a really strong team of athletes led by Johnny Spillane most of the way. The podium picture that you saw in 1999, teammates Jed Hinckley and Carl Van Loon are here. And a lot of our older teammates and mentors, some of whom became our top coaches, Dave Jarrett, Chris Gilbertson, Ryan Heckman, Tim Tatro. And this is where I start to wonder if I'm going to forget somebody, which is why I'm so nervous. But it's not just about the athletes on the team, it's also about the support staff and the number of doctors and physical therapists and sports psychologists and wives and parents and supporters, administrators that played a role in my career. And there's so many of you in this room, and sponsors like Paul Gee from Atomic, Mike Adams. Without all of the support, we never could have done what we did. And the mission that we chose in our minds at the young ages of 17, 18, 19 was to become the best in the world in Nordic combined skiing, which sounded to us like putting a man on the moon. And those first couple of years, it really did seem like it was trying to build the will or the belief that we could rather than actually believing that we could. And therein lied the challenge. At the young ages, in our late teens and early 20s, we entered the games here in Salt Lake City. And quite honestly, we weren't ready. We thought we were ready. We tried to build that belief over the 5 or 6 years coming into the games. And we even maybe kidded ourselves that we were contenders. And we almost did pull it off. And who knows what would have happened had we done it. But I don't think it would have been as nearly rewarding a journey as what we undertook over the next 4 Olympic Games to ultimately come away with success in Vancouver. And therefore, truly starting the legacy and building something that can be built upon, and something that I like to think, as Dan so eloquently said, we see now across the Nordic disciplines with the results across the board in cross country, and not just the Nordic disciplines, the ski sports in this country, as we get to be one of the best teams in the world perennially every year. And so I just want to thank all of you who have participated in my journey. It has meant so much to me, and the journey never ends. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. The courage to continue is what ultimately counts. And while I've backed out of the day-to-day administrative role that I enjoyed for a couple games after a 5 games career, leading 2 teams with my partner in crime, Jed Hinckley, as the high performance director for USA Nordic, I currently have a new mantra as I stand back a little bit and enjoy raising my children with my amazing wife, Katie. And that is, I hope that I can always afford to coach. It's something that I still do on a weekly basis, year in and year out, here with the Park City Ski and Snowboard Club. And I just challenge everybody in this room. It is such a great honor to be inducted into this hall and become part of this amazing legacy of ski sports in this country, of snow sports in this country. But I challenge everybody in this room to think about legacy in terms of something that you can continually build, continue to contribute, not something that you just sit back and relish in what you've contributed in the past. And I think it's so important as we continue to grow and evolve in this country that we all continue to play a diligent role there. And I know everybody in this room does, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank the Ski Hall of Fame for giving me this honor. I want to say it's been very humbling to try to process what this means. At times I felt a little too young to be inducted to a Hall of Fame. At times it felt like a wedding I wasn't sure I wanted to go to, let alone plan. I know. I really want to thank my teammates and my coaches and everybody who played a role in my career. I want to thank my wife for supporting me in my career. I want to thank my children and my wife for helping me continue to build the legacy and being part of that. And the person I want to thank most is actually the person who handed me this medal, Johnny Splain. And at the same time, I want to apologize to Johnny for a couple things. One, he was always first. He was the first American to win a world championship title in Nordic combined, maybe in Nordic skiing. I think Nordic skiing. He was the first one to win a medal in Nordic combined. And oftentimes I just wasn't there. I got hurt and I was out for a year when he won world championships. I went and raced the Berkey instead of announcing for NBC. And last year was it 2 years ago, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the first Nordic combined skier ever. And to be honest, I was so wrapped up in what I was doing at USA Nordic, I didn't really think that it was going to be as big a deal as what I feel it is tonight. And I wish I'd been there to support him. But no matter what, I'm so thankful to have had him with me every step of the way from the time I got to Steamboat in the mid-90s until tonight. And I think we can finally say we've spent more nights in beds with our wives than we have with each other in a European double. So with that, thank you, Mr. Splain, and thank you all very much.